Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a Pokemon Odyssey campaign. We are here for the third session zero. Today I have Kane with me. Say hi, Kane.
Hello.
Uh, Kane, can you tell us what the name of your trainer is and what your starter Pokemon is?
My trainer's name is Bonnibell Grimwood and her Pokemon is a Litwick.
A Litwick. Awesome. Okay. Well, without further ado, you ready to get started?
Yes.
Awesome. The world of Pokemon trainers has been buzzing, and you know exactly why. It was about a month ago that the Iliad organization announced that they would be hosting a tournament for trainers unlike any other in history. Despite no mentioning of prizing, other than the possibility of meeting a mythical Pokemon, whatever that may mean, trainers worldwide are anxious to prove their mettle in this grand tournament. So, here you are. 1 month after the announcement, you've made your way to Saffron City, where the tournament qualification exam is being held for the Kanto region. The sun is blazing high in the sky on this bright spring evening. Dozens of trainers are flooding the streets, and they're all discussing their hopes for the exam results. You've arrived at the center of the city, and there's a massive clearing covered in battle arenas, obstacle courses, and what looks like tents or gazebos. As you look around, a man's eyes catch yours, and he walks over and comes over to greet you. He's wearing a white visor hat that has a Pokemon, an orange Pokeball logo with a flame kind of coming off of it. Uh, Hello, are you here to take part in the tournament qualification exams?
I stare at him awkwardly for a couple of minutes before talking. Yeah,
Oh, uh, great. My name is Victor. Welcome. Before we get started, could you please show me your trainer ID?
I pull out my trainer ID and shove it kind of near his face.
he like he kind of like jumps and like backs up a little bit. He's like, "Oh, thank you," and he takes your ID and he looks over it and looks down at a digital tablet that he has in his hands, and he kind of scrolls for a bit, starts to type something. All right, awesome. And he hands you back your ID. Now that we have you all signed up, I can give you an outline for how this is going to work. Are you ready?
I nod.
Alrighty then, follow me. And he begins to walk. Um, and he's kind of walking in strides. He's kind of quick, but you can, I mean, obviously he said it, but you can tell he wants you to follow closely behind as he's going to be speaking. Um, Alrighty. Today's qualification exam is broken up into three tests. The first will be a verbal exam. You will be asked a series of questions to highlight your strengths and weaknesses when it comes to your knowledge on the basics of Pokemon battling and whatnot. Next will be the obstacle course. This test will measure you and your Pokemon's ability to overcome challenges physically and creatively. And finally, the battle exam. We've arranged for a special trainer to proctor this event and test your skills and potential as a Pokemon trainer. While these are individual exams, we will be calculating your performance as a whole, so don't worry if you don't do too well in one particular area. And he stops and he turns and looks at you and kind of gestures to a tent that you've stopped at. Well, here's your first test. This will be the verbal exam. And he kind of looks to you, not with like it's like a inquisitive look. He like furrows his eyebrows. Before we begin, do you have any questions?
I stared at him awkwardly, unresponsive for a second before realizing what he said. Then I shook my head.
Alrighty. Well, you're going to do amazing, I'm sure. Good luck on your exam, and in case of any emergencies, we do have Poke Center staff on standby. And he kind of walks away. Do you walk into this tent?
I do.
Okay. As you make your way inside, the flap behind you comes to a close, and there's a very short woman standing at a desk in front of a whiteboard. She's got a lab coat on, and her hair's in a ponytail, and she's got glasses. And she's looking down at a tablet. I. It doesn't seem like she's noticed you've come in.
I stand there awkwardly, not knowing if I should make a sound or not.
Can you make
But
a can you make a stealth check for me? So it'll just be a d20.
okay. 13.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Another 6 minutes go by, and she has not noticed that you're there. She's still kind of going through her tablet.
I awkwardly made a stomp noise on the ground to get her attention.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't notice you there. I'm Victoria. I'll be your proctor for the first test. Can I have your name?
I looked at her before looking at my trainer license. My name appears to be Bonnibell Grimwood.
Appears to be? Sorry.
That's what it says.
Oh, okay. Anyway, and she kind of looks down, and she also has. I mean, she looks down at her tablet and she starts to scroll through it until she finds your name. Aha. Okay, there you are. Well, we can begin immediately. Are you ready?
I nod.
Okay. She holds out her hand and gestures to a seat and a small desk, kind of like one that would be in a classroom. Do you go to sit?
I shuffle towards it quietly.
Okay. Well, after you take your seat, she walks to the other side of the desk and she sits down at her seat, facing you. Very well. Let's begin the test. And she gives you like a small smile. Um, okay. Question one. What is the name of the object we trainers use to capture Pokemon?
Pokeball.
Yes, that's correct. I suppose that was a bit of an easy one, but you'd be surprised how many people actually miss that. Um, Question two. Pokemon are unique creatures with a biological attribute we call types. Not factoring in the Terra phenomenon from the Paldea region, how many types can a Pokemon have at one time?
I stared at her for a little bit before hesitating to speak. 2, I think.
Yes, that's correct. We haven't uh, discovered any Pokemon with more than two typings yet. As I stated, the only phenomenon close to that is the Terra phenomenon. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Question three. Most types are strong against another type, and all types are weak against at least one type. In the case of the typings grass, fire, and water, each one of these are weak against one of the other. Could you tell me what those weaknesses are?
I stared at her once more, unsure on what to say this time around. I cannot, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, would you attempt it? Um, for example, water is weak to which, grass is weak to which, and fire is weak to which.
I continued to just kind of stand there awkwardly, unsure of what to say.
Okay. I suppose we can skip this one. Um, Question four. Name one type that is immune, so completely unaffected, to attacks from another type.
I continued to stare at her. I, I regret not paying attention in school.
Well, That's
I
okay. I can say that there are a total of 7 typings that are immune to one, so you've got pretty decent odds for a guess.
I continued to kind of mess with my hands awkwardly as I thought. Um, I think it is normal.
Yes, normal is one of those typings. Normal is completely immune to ghost type attacks. Okay. Um, well, that was the last question. How do you feel you did?
Terrible, probably.
Oh, okay. Uh, I don't think you did too bad. Well, anyway, next up is the obstacle course. Follow me, please. And she stands up and heads out of the tent. And she opens the tent flap and kind of waits for you to come through.
I followed her closely, still messing with my hands nervously.
Okay. Uh, you both head over towards what looks like a series of walls, ramps, and hurdles. Um, and as you both arrive, this like towering 6 foot 6'5" man walks up to the both of you. He's honestly he's ripped. He's jacked. um, and he walks up with his arms crossed and stops in front of the two of you. Well, if it isn't Victoria. um, he is also wearing a lab coat, much like Victoria. However, the two sleeves have been torn off. You can't tell if that may have happened during working out or if he just did it for aesthetic reasons, but they are noticeably absent from the rest of his lab coat. Oh, I'd wager you're the next examinee for the physical exam. Nice to meet you. I'm Tori. Put her there. And he holds out a massive hand, expecting you to shake it.
I stared at his hand for a couple seconds before hesitantly putting my hand on his.
Well, oh, wrong person. Victoria kind of starts to back away, and she says, oh, well, I should get back to my station. Uh, good luck. And she turns to leave. Um, as she's walking away, Tori turns back to look at you. All right, I'll give you the quick and easy so you can get right to the action. You ready?
Sure, I guess I kind of have to be now, don't I?
You sure do. That's what I like to hear. And he turns and starts walking. Kind of like not far. You're already there, but he's kind of like walking up and down the course as he describes it. From what you see, you could really only describe this as like a military training course. Um, this here is my pride and glory. My obstacle course is built to test the limits and potential of you and your Pokemon's physical capabilities. You'll send out your Pokemon partner, and the two of you will be starting at the flag over there. And he points to a large white banner that has that orange flaming Pokemon emblem that you've seen on everyone's uniforms. Once I sound the alarm, you'll take off fast as a Rapidash. Your first obstacle will be the balance beams. You and your partner will need to walk across that one beam together. And I want you to remember, neither of you can move on until you've both crossed, got it?
I nodded.
Good. Alright, next are the Mankey bars. Again, neither of you can move on until you both get across, but this one's pretty self-explanatory. If you fall, you might get muddier than a Quagsire. After that, you'll dive into the incredibly deep Sharpedo tank. Unfortunately, the organization wouldn't allow me to put actual Sharpedo in the tank, but you've got to admit, it's a pretty bangin' name. Anyway, you'll both need to dive to the bottom of the tank and retrieve 2 bracelets from the bottom and return them to the top. After that is the Mr. Mime Jr. wall. I don't know why I said Mr. in front of that. 4 Mime Jr. will be blocking your path, and you've got to make them chuckle if you want to continue your hustle. They won't let you through without a laugh. And finally, you'll rev-a-vroom your way to the finish line and hand off those 2 bracelets you nabbed. And after that, you're all done. That's not too hard, yeah?
I stared at him, bewildered at how much I have to do, but I nodded.
He sees the nod. He seems to be completely unaware of how bewildered you are at the work that he expects you to put in here. And he just goes, "Good. All right, make your way to the starting line and send out your partner." Do you head over?
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. I said, do you head over?
I do.
Okay. You make your way to the finish line, and will you be sending out your Pokemon like he asked?
I get out candle thing and stare at it.
At just like the Pokeball, like you haven't let it out yet, or
Yeah, the Pokeball.
Tori kind of shouts like, "Any day now.
Are you sure this isn't Pokemon abuse?
This is Pokemon. No, this is a training course."
I sighed and let out candle thing.
Okay. Uh, After letting out your Litwick candle thing, you can see Tori is now holding a Pokeball in his hand, and he tosses it into the air. And what pops out is this large purple Pokemon with a massive gaping mouth and 2 big round ears on its head that kind of resemble speakers. And Tori begins to count down. "Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go!" And right as he shouts the word "go," the that large purple Pokemon takes a like massive deep breath, turns his mouth to the sky, and just releases this incredible bellow into the air. And its ears kind of like rattle as they're like amplifying the shout. And you and Candle Thing take off. So the first obstacle that you make your way to is the single balance beam. How do you and Candle Thing get across?
I try to hold candle thing's little, like, nubby hands as I walk across it.
Okay. Uh, Because you're holding hands, I'm not going to need Candle Thing to make a check, but I do need you to make a DC 13 dexterity check.
A DC what?
13 dexterity check.
Okay. Uh, I need
On
help.
Candle. Okay. What do you need help with? Is it the die that you're using, or
Yeah,
okay?
the die
So
I'm using.
you're gonna use a D20, and then you're going to add your
Okay,
dexterity modifier to it.
thank you.
No problem.
Okay, I got a 12.
Okay. 12
And that's,
is that you rolled a 12 like normally, or is that
yeah, 12 plus 1, so 13.
okay? That is exactly what you needed. Uh, so you and Candle Thing make your way across. As you're going across, Candle Thing starts to slip a little, and there is mud underneath the. Nope. There's not mud underneath this. It's just a little gap. Candle Thing slips a little, and you catch her, and you continue to make your way across. And you guys get across with hardly any other problems. Um, After making it through the balance beam, you and Candle Thing head over to your next challenge. Are you guys running, or how are you getting over there?
We're kind of just hastily walking.
Okay, as you're moving, like you probably don't notice it, but Tori has like checked his watch maybe 3 times, um, until like you guys make it to the next challenge. So you guys come across a ladder that goes up vertically, I want to say like 8 feet, and then turns horizontally. Um,
Oof.
it's about 60 feet across over a pit of mud. So think like it's like the average length of a bowling lane.
Okay.
How do you and Candlething approach this?
Could I climb it?
You sure can. Well, is it just you, or is Candlething climbing as well?
What if I put Candle Thing on my shoulders?
Um, yes. How do I? Let me think about this. Can you, when this happens, can you make me a DC 11 Constitution check?
Okay. DC 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 12, and that's +2, right?
Yeah.
So 14.
Okay, you're good. Um, as you put Candle Thing on your shoulder, um, she kind of dims her flame a bit as to not burn you. It's not out at all, but it's a bit smaller and the heat isn't as strong. Um, okay, so as you climb these Mankey bars and get to the horizontal portion, can you make me a DC 14 strength check, please? Just you.
Okay. I got 11.
Okay, that's with your modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make it like across this 60 foot Minky bar. You make it maybe like 3 feet before you fall. Um, and you fall and your legs kind of just stick in the mud. It doesn't go any higher than your knees currently, um, but you are in some mud right now. And Tori kind of yells from the sidelines, "Don't worry about it. You can turn around and go back."
I sighed and went back.
Okay. Are you gonna try again?
I am
All right. Give me another DC 14 strength check.
12.
Not quite. So you make it a little farther this time, but again, you fall and your knees get covered up to your knees, get covered in mud again. Um, and Candlething kind of looks at you and just goes. It's just like just kind of like.
Quietly. I'm gonna have to try again, I guess.
Yeah. Um, are you going to try again the normal way again? Just trying to swing across?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a DC 14 um, strength check. However, this time you've fallen twice. I think you'll have learned something from those two attempts. So you'll roll with advantage. So that means you'll roll, instead of once, you'll roll twice and you'll take whichever number is the highest.
I got a 20.
Ooh, a natural 20?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. At this point, you know what you did wrong. You're tired of getting muddy, and you can tell that once you get towards like the center of the Mankey bars, the mud pit is a lot deeper, and you don't want to risk getting Candlething's wick covered in mud. So you hang on for Candlething, and you make it all the way across. No more mud on you, but you are still muddy up to your knees. As you make it across, the next challenge that you and Candlething are met with is a 20-foot deep pool in the ground of water. It's about 30 feet in diameter. You can just barely make out two small orange and white bracelets at the bottom. What do you do?
I look at Candle Thing, kind of nervous to get her flame wet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at the big burly dude, and I'm like, uh, can she even get wet?
And he's gonna look at you and kind of go, probably not. Good luck.
Okay,
And like
I
his explode not explode his Loudred kind of like shrugs, like looking at him, then looking at you. He's like,
I look at my oh my goodness. I look at Litwick and I kind of gesture her towards the water and shrug.
uh, Litwick is going to tr- try to not go towards the water. It gives like a bit of a scared like whimper. Um, you can tell she does not want to go in there. She's terrified of it.
I sighed and I jump into the water.
Okay. Um, I assume you were going to be diving for these two bracelets.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a DC 14 Constitution check to see if you can hold your breath?
17.
Okay. Yeah, you get to the bottom, no problem. As you reach the bottom, you can see the two bracelets. One's orange, one's white. And you snatch them both up and swim back up to the top. As you reach the top of the water, um, you're not sure how, but Litwick seems to be on the other side.
How, what, eh, whatever. I throw the bracelet at Litwick.
um,
Take it.
she picks it up and she just goes like just a little happy, and then she kind of starts to like slug ahead of you.
I walk with Litwick to the next thing.
Okay. Um, Candle Thing seems very proud of herself. You're not really sure what she did. I don't think she's going to really tell you, but yeah, she's like kind of like humming to herself as you guys make your way to the next challenge. Um, so as you make your way, I'm struggling to speak. You come to your final part of the obstacle course. Uh, a line of what looks to be small pink clown Pokemon wearing purple party shaped hats. You gather these are probably the Mime Jr. that you were told about, and they kind of stare blankly at the two of you with their arms stretched out from side to side. They probably expect something from you. What do you do?
I stared at them awkwardly before kind of just walking up to it and giving it a hug.
As you get within 1 foot of this line of of this line of Mime Junior, you bump into an invisible wall.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's not working.
One
Um,
one of them just like stares blankly at you and then like sticks out its tongue.
you little. I look at Litwick and I'm just confused. I'm confuzzled.
Litwick looks at the kind of like walks up to the invisible wall, and it's just kind of like staring at the Mime Junior. One of them looks down, just kind of like turns its head, like kind of like how a confused like puppy does. Um, and it just goes, Mime, and Litwick goes, meow, and they're kind of like having a conversation back and forth. And then
What?
Candle Thing turns around to look at you, and then like without like saying much, she kind of just like she makes that meow and like sticks out her tongue at you.
What? What? What is this? What am I doing here? I stick out my tongue at all of the Pokemon currently in front of me and cross my arms, frustrated.
Okay, give me a DC 14 charisma check.
Okay, I rolled a 20.
A natural 20.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness, this is the second natural 20. Um, the Mime Junior start to laugh hysterically. Um, I you imagine that they find your frustration funny, but they they kind of start to giggle like uncontrollably. They like fall to the floor. They're like rolling and giggling. But despite despite you having heard them speak earlier, while they giggle, they seem to make no sound at all. But Litwick starts to walk past the Mime Junior. It seems like the wall is gone and you can pass.
I follow Litwick, staring at the Mime Juniors angrily, me mugging them.
I honestly think they would probably start laughing a little harder. These jerks find your frustration hilarious. Uh, but yeah, as you come across the finish line, you hear a loud pop, and confetti is like raining from who knows where. Um, and Tori walks up to you with his Loudred clapping. He's like, "Amazing job out there! You had me and Loudred sitting on the edge of our theoretical seats. We're not allowed to sit down during your challenge. With the obstacle course out of the way, you've got but one more challenge: a Pokemon battle with me."
I made an audible groan.
He's he's like, "Oh, okay, you don't have to be so excited about it. And it was a joke. I don't get the honor of being your opponent. That privilege is going to go to the actual proctor of that challenge." And he points towards one of the mini battle fields in the center of the testing area. Do you head over?
Yes.
Okay. As you get closer, you notice that there is a man standing at in front of the battlefield. He's also wearing a white lab coat. He has lavender hair and green eyes, and he's sniffing a rose. And as you approach, he says, "Why, hello there. My name is James. I shall be your proctor for the last part of your test. A Pokemon battle. All you've got to do is battle me with your own style. Show me what you've got, and I'm sure you'll do fine. Are you ready?"
Uh, I look at Candle thing and like kind of in a "Are you ready?" kind of look.
Candle Thing again sticks out her tongue and just goes.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're ready then.
Okay. So James heads to one end of the battlefield, and you and Candle Thing can head to the other. As you make your way to the other side, James pulls a Pokeball out of his bag and he tosses it into the air. And out pops what looks to be a large green carnivorous plant Pokemon. He's got like teeth, but it looks to be plant like in nature. As it comes out of the Pokeball, it immediately turns in the air and just like bites down on James's head. Like his head is just completely enveloped in this creature's mouth. And James goes, "Carnivine, again? We've been trying to do this all day. Please, just let's do this battle." And Carnivine finally like pops off of James' head and takes a battle ready stance. We will now roll initiative. Can you roll a d20 and then add your dexterity modifier to it?
Okay. Oof. Okay,
I'm
a
sorry.
4.
I should have been more specific. Roll a
Okay.
d20 and then add your and then add Candle Thing's dexterity modifier to it, not yours.
Okay. Okay, even worse, a 3. Okay.
Okay. Uh, it seems that James and Carnivine will be going first. Um, so Carnivine is going to start with opening its mouth agape, like really, really wide. And Candlething can you and Candlething can kind of smell this very sweet smell coming from this Carnivine's mouth. Can you have Candlething make a DC 14 Charisma save?
Okay. 12.
12 is not enough to resist this sweet scent. Um, so Carnivine will have advantage on its next two attacks. And it is your turn.
I want I want Litwick to use Ember.
Ember. Okay. Can you roll a d20 to hit, please?
I got a 16.
16. Is that plus the to hit bonus for
No,
Ember?
my bad. That is 19.
Okay. 19 will hit. Um, so for your damage, oh, hold on. You rolled a 19. Okay, cool. So for your damage, can you roll 1d12
10.
and then add 1 to it for your stat bonus? So 11. So Ember is super effective, so that damage will be doubled. So that's going to be 22 damage. I
Yippee.
think I think you're going to probably breeze through this much faster than everybody else. um, and Ember's secondary effect, because your natural roll was a 19, Carnivine is now burned.
Yippee.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna breeze through this. Um, let's see. I have to pull up the information for burn. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay.
Did I kill it?
No, you didn't kill it, but so when a target is burned, every time it rolls for damage, it rolls damage twice and takes the lower result. Um, and it also takes damage equal to its proficiency bonus at the end of every turn. So, yeah. All right. So Carnivine's going to, after having taken this hit, he's going to swing its two like viney arms back, and they kind of stretch like elastically, and then swing them right in front of him to attempt to hit Litwick with them like a whip. So
Okay.
I dropped this. I dropped it. Okay, I got it. uh, does an 11 hit Litwick? Does that meet your AC?
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that Carnivine rolls with advantage for its next two attacks. Oh,
okay.
that is actually much better. Um, does it does a 22 hit?
A 22 definitely hits.
Okay. Um, so this is not going to do much damage at all. Let's see what we get here. So that is going to deal 4 points of grass type damage.
Okay.
And then it is the end of Carnivine's turn, so he's going to take, what is his proficiency bonus? Where did it go? I'm blind, I swear. Oh, there it is. 3 points of damage. Okay, it's your turn.
Litwick uses smog.
Smog. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. That isn't something that you have to roll to hit. I don't think. Yeah, no, that's just going to hit. So on my turn, I have to make a constitution save. Okay? So it's going to go to Carnivine's turn now. I have to make that con save. What is it again? DC 13. Okay, let's see here. What was it again? I'm sorry.
Uh, the DC or what it's called?
The DC.
13.
Okay. Carnivine rolled a 16. So, on a pass. On a pass, I take half as much damage. Okay, can you roll 1d6 for me?
5.
5 plus 2 is 7. 7 divided by 2, rounded down, would be 3. Yeah, so Carnivine takes 3 points of damage. Carnivine is not looking so hot. He's taking a lot of damage over time and really quickly. And he's kind of starting to panic. Uh, so he's going to kind of coil his body up in sort of like a spring, and then uh, spring towards Candle Thing and attempt to bite it.
Okay.
Let me see. I roll with advantage. This is the last time I roll with advantage. Yeah, that is a 22. Um,
Mm.
22. That hits, right? I imagine it
Mhm.
does. Okay, so I'll roll for
Yes.
damage. Where is my d10? I promise I came prepared. Maybe. Yeah, okay, here it is. Oh man, I have to take the lower roll for this. Okay, so that one is 6 damage, and then it is super effective. So that's going to be 12 damage. 12 dark type damage.
Okay.
Still alive?
Yep.
Okay. It is the end of Carnivine's turn. He's going to take another 3 points of damage from his burn. And it is your turn, Bonnibell.
Can Litwick use fire spin?
Yeah.
There,
Fire
then
spin.
I want Litwick. Yes.
Okay. Can you roll to hit for me? That'll be a d20.
Mm-hmm. 13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
Is including the plus 2?
Oh, no. 15 plus. Yeah.
Okay. 15 will hit. You can go ahead and roll 1d8.
1.
Ooh. And then that'll be -1. Um, so that's 0.
Crazy.
However, um, you still have the tornado, the actual spin part of the fire. So, as long as you maintain concentration, the target takes an additional D8 fire damage at the end of each of its next 3 turns. Okay?
Okay.
So it did hit, so that will happen. I need to remember that happens. Also, you remember that happens in case I forget.
Okay.
Okay. Carnivine is once again going to actually. Um, what did you? He's burned? That's one thing. He's inside of smog. That's another. Okay, so I have to make a Constitution save. Yeah, that lasts a while. Okay, so that is going to be a DC 13 con save. That is a natural 18. Okay, so can you roll 1d6 plus 2?
5.
Okay, and then 5 divided by 2 rounded down is 2. So Carnivine takes 2 points of damage. Carnivine can't win today. No matter what he does, he's taking damage. um, okay. Carnivine is going to, again, swing his arms back and kind of go for a Vine Whip. He does not get advantage on this one. However, he rolled 24.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay. So let's roll for damage. I think I'm still under. Yeah, I'm still under the effect of burn. So. That is going to be 9 divided by 2 rounded down. So 4 points of grass type damage.
Okay.
That is going to be the end of Carnivine's turn, and he's going to take another 3 points of damage. And
Okay.
then for Fire Spin, can you roll a d8?
Yes. 6.
Okay, he's going to take another 6 points of damage. Carnivine's on the ropes. Carnivine's hurting. But it is Candlething's turn.
Can I use Ember again?
You sure can. Go ahead and roll
I
the
would
hit
like to
for
do
me.
that. Yippee. 19.
19 will definitely hit. You can go ahead and roll the d6.
2.
And then times 2 is going to be 4 points of damage. Okay. Beginning of Carnivine's turn. It lasts a minute, so he is still in smog. So that is a DC 13 con save, right? Yep, 13. He's really rolling high for these. That is a 17. So you can go ahead and roll the d6 for smog,
Okay.
and then add 2.
5.
5.
Mhm.
So that's going to be 3. No. Is it 3? No, it's 2. 2 points of damage. Carnivine's breathing heavy, but he's still up. He's again going to go for a Vine Whip. He's freaking out. He's burned. He's breathing in toxic gases. James is yelling at him about biting him on the head, and he's really anxious. we're gonna roll. Uh-oh. That is going to be a 12. Does a 12 hit?
No, it
Oh
does not.
no. Okay, Carnivine swings his whip-like vines towards Litwick, and it kind of misses a bit. It goes a little too high and hits Litwick's flame, and he pulls its vines back and just like starts to like blow on it. It's like hot. That is the end of Carnivine's turn. Carnivine is burned, so it takes 3 points of damage. And then I think this is the last round of fire spin, so you can go ahead and roll 1d8.
Okay. 6.
Okay. As Carnivine like swings its arm back to like blow it out, there's still a bit of a flame on his vine, and he pulls his arm back too fast before he notices the flame, and it kind of hits him, and it knocks him out. Carnivine is out of here. Um, James recalls Carnivine, and he walks up to you. He's clapping. It's like a polite golf clap. Bravo! Nobody's beaten Carnivine that badly. Well, I suppose there was one other. Well, anyway, congratulations. Now you can head over to the Poke Center, and we will tally your results, and we'll let you know how you did.
I nod and grab Candle Thing's little nub hands and walk with him to the thingy.
Candle Thing, she turns around and she gives James this like, she again sticks out her tongue, but she like uses her other like nub hand to like pull down one of her eyelids, so she's like, meh. And that is where we will call it.
Yippee! That was fun.
I'm glad you had fun. Thanks everybody for listening. I say everybody. We have 2 listeners. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening. We have one more session 0 to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
Okay.